Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz that puts obscure knowledge to the test. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hello, Alexander. I'm Matthew. This is my friend Lee, and we're from West Yorkshire.
Couple number two.
Hello, I'm David. This is my wife, Natasha, and we're from Manchester.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm Philippa. This is my sister Janet. I live in Devizes in Wiltshire, and she lives in Swansea.
And finally, couple number four.
Hey, I'm Joel. This is my wife, Katie, and we're from Stockton-on-Tees.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Lovely to have you here. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. In the 1640s, he'd have been burnt as a witch. So I hope that's a tiny crumb of comfort to you all. It's my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Isn't that funny that last show we were talking about towns that we haven't seen represented on Pointless before? We mentioned Devizes.
I know.
And suddenly, Philippa turns up. I really would have been burned as a witch, I think.
I think you might.
It's like I summoned you, Philippa.
Here I am.
Very weird, isn't it?
Yes.
Two returning pairs. Lee and Matthew got knocked out in the first round last time. I suspect we're going to see a bit more of Lee and Matthew. I think they were a little unlucky, but they joined the 200 club.
They did.
So still possibilities of joining the 400 club.
The second 100 was a tactical 100, though.
Yes,
so
it was.
That was. So, yeah,
absolutely.
we approve
the one.
Yeah.
Katie and Joe got all the way through to the head-to-head last time. Now, round one, I need to point out, my ego hasn't gone crazy. Someone else wrote round one.
Must be about him. OK, we'll remember that. Now then, Polly and Abby went through to the final last time. They didn't win the jackpot. So we're going to add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £3,000. There we are. Look at that. Amazing. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. It will always be the pair with the highest score that gets eliminated at the end of every round. I just want you to know that. Always. That will never stop, that rule. Good luck to all four pairs. Our first category this afternoon is definitions. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns words made from Richard Osman. Words made from Richard Osman.
I didn't write it, I promise, yes. Essentially, I do another show called House of Games. I don't know if you've ever seen it. And on that, we make clues out of the contestants' names, and that's what we've done with my name here. So 7 clues on each board, and the answers will be somewhere in the letters of the name Richard Osman. We'll give you the first letter for each one as well. But what are the answers to these 7 clues? 14 in all to have a go at home. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's in my name.
What's in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. OK, well, let's reveal our first board of 7 clues. Here they come. A rower, especially as a member of a rowing team. O. Informal term for the way in which a person styles the top of their head. H. Grimly mocking or cynical. S. Small rectangular wind instrument, also called a mouth organ. H. Pasta in the shape of curved, narrow tubes, often cooked with cheese. M. 3-dimensional models depicting a scene against a background, sometimes in miniature form. D. And of a rich, deep red colour, almost purple. C. I'll read those all again. A rower, especially as a member of a rowing team. Informal term for the way in which a person styles the top of their head. Grimly mocking or cynical. Small rectangular wind instrument, also called a mouth organ. Pasta in the shape of curved, narrow tubes, often cooked with cheese. 3-dimensional models depicting a scene against a background, sometimes in miniature form, and of a rich, deep red colour, almost purple. Almost the colour of your... one of the many colours of your shirt, there, Matthew. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you didn't let us down on your reappearance on the show. Matthew, remind us all about yourself.
I'm a water leakage engineer from West Yorkshire, and in my free time I like to do a bit of travelling.
You know, you talked about someone bringing in some chutneys on the last show.
Yeah.
That was Matthew, I think.
It was Matthew.
It's not just water leakage.
No, it's not just...
Also,
no.
chutneys.
Fiji and
Chutneys.
water.
Do you make the chutneys?
It's my sister who makes it.
Amazing.
Yeah, all by hand.
Ah.
I don't know how else you make a chutney. What else are you going to use? Combine harvester?
Depends what volume you're making, I guess.
suppose so.
Yeah. Matthew.
Yes.
Can you find the answers to these clues from the words Richard Osman?
Well, grimly mocking or cynical about someone's shirts could be described maybe as sardonic.
Sardonic. Sardonic. Sardonic. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It is right, Matthew. And it's a brilliant answer. Look at that. Well done, Matthew. Off to a flying start. No more of this 200 Club nonsense from Podium 1, let me tell you. 2 for sardonic.
That's a very good answer on Podium 1. Well played. It comes from Sardinia. There was a plant in Sardinia which makes your face sort of look like it's convulsed in kind of laughter.
Is it very bitter? You go...
I think it must be. I think it must... Yes.
Yeah, no, that.
I think it must be.
How
Sardonic. It's a good thing to have in your name.
Yeah. And there's more.
Yeah,
There's
I
more.
see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
That's just the beginning.
How multi-purpose. I'm looking forward to when we do this round on your name.
Oh, yes.
Bet they'll be doing that.
I imagine so at some
I'm going to
point.
come up with some words in your name.
I bet you are. Natasha,
Hi.
it's lovely to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Natasha.
Yeah, so I'm from Manchester and I work as a specialist support worker for a local charity.
Excellent. And what do you like getting up to? What would be the most fun thing for you?
Oh, I love singing and dancing, but I'm part of a local community gospel choir.
How big is it?
It's probably 50 plus. Yeah, 50 plus. Yeah.
What an amazing sound that must be.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's, beautiful song.
Wonderful. Natasha, we're going to turn to Richard Osman.
Hello, Richard.
What are you going to go for?
I think I'm going to go for the bottom one, crimson.
Crimson. OK, crimson, says Natasha. Let's see how many of our 100 people said crimson. Crimson is right. 2 is the only score we have so far. 49 is what we get for crimson.
Yeah, that's in there as well. It's good to know, isn't it?
It's nice. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Philippa, you are welcome here
Thank
at
you very
Pointless.
much.
Here from Devices.
Indeed.
Tell us all about yourself,
Oh,
Philippa.
I'm a retired civil servant, but not a spy.
OK, good. Glad we cleared that up. Thank you. That's what a spy would say,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
But, yeah.
In my spare time, I do lots of things in Devices. I'm on the Devices Arts Festival Committee. I'm a member of the CUDS, which is the Clean Up Devices Squad.
Good.
So we litter pick.
Have you got those machines?
We got the machines, we litter pick, and we weed.
That's just lovely.
Hey, there we go.
Now then, Philippa, what would you like to go
I'd
for?
like to go to the one just up from the bottom, diorama.
Diorama, says Philippa. Let's see how many of our 100 people went for diorama. It's right. 49's our high score and you pass it. 18 for diorama. Very well done indeed.
Very well played. Yeah, model railways and miniature war games and stuff like that. They're also diorama.
Thank you very much, Richard. Joe, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, Joe.
Yep, I'm from Stockton-on-Tees, now work for a family transport firm.
That's right, yeah. So will this one day be yours, Joe? Is that the idea?
For the
succession?
For the sake of everyone who works there, I hope not.
How long have you been there?
I've only been there about 6 years. I've mainly been... I use the word musician lightly, but I've played in bands since I was 14-year-old. So that's
what do you play?
Play the bass guitar.
When you first started at the haulage company, did everybody know that you were the son of a scion of the family?
The majority did, yeah.
You didn't assume an identity and a...
They all hated me, and pretty much
still do.
do.
Oh, Joe, that's not fair. I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure only some of them do.
Yeah.
Joe, this board is all yours. Do you fancy talking us through it?
Well, the one I was hoping for is gone, which is diorama. I've drawn a blank on those top 2. I really don't know. So I'll have to go with the small rectangular wind instrument as a harmonica.
Harmonica. Harmonica, says Joe. Let's see how many of our 100 people went for that. Harmonica. 63. 63 for harmonica. Not bad.
Invented by the same person who invented the accordion. Christian Buschmann, supposedly, anyway.
Interesting.
Shall we take a look at the rest of these?
Yes.
The rower?
Osman.
Richard
Yep.
Osman. Richard Osman. Would have scored you 53. The informal term there?
Hairdo.
Hairdo, yeah. Would have scored you 29. And the pasta?
Macaroni.
Yeah, I didn't know macaroni was in my name. How about that? 72 points for that. So sardonic is the best answer on the board. Very well played on podium 1.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 2, Matthew, 2, I tell you. Best score of the past. Very well done indeed. Then we travel up to 18. Very well done, Philippa and Janet. Then up to 49, where we find Natasha and David. Then up to 63, where we find Joe and Katie. Katie, you know what we require of you. Let's find a nice low score on the next board. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more clues up on the board. All of these answers come from the words Richard and Osman. An arthropod such as a spider or scorpion. A. Compelling personal attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others. C. A light railway vehicle manually propelled by cranks or levers. H. A unit of length equal to 1/1,000,000th of a metre. M. Former monetary unit of Greece replaced in 2002 by the euro. D. Loss of the sense of smell, either total or partial. A. And enclosed land used for planting and growing fruit trees. O. I'm going to read those again. An arthropod, such as a spider or scorpion. Compelling personal attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others. A light railway vehicle manually propelled by cranks or levers. A unit of length equal to 1/1,000,000th of a metre. Former monetary unit of Greece replaced in 2002 by the euro. Loss of the sense of smell, either total or partial. And enclosed land used for planting and growing fruit trees. There we go. Katie, welcome back.
Thank you.
Remind us all about yourself, Katie.
I work part-time for a charity supporting survivors of sexual violence, and the other half of my time is spent looking after our son.
Your son, how old's your son?
He's 17 months nearly.
What's his name?
Heath.
Heath. Heath. Hi there, Heath. How are you doing? I can say this because by the time this goes out, he will be 7. Heath, all good? Yeah, well done, thank you. Now then, Katie, you are on 63.
I am.
You are the high scorers. We need a low score from you here.
OK. I'm going to have to go for the top one and say an arthropod such as a spider or scorpion is an arachnid.
An arachnid, says Katie. No red line for you as you're currently the high scorers. But with an answer like that, that could all change. Let's see how many of our 100 people said arachnid. It's right. 57. 57 takes your total up to a lovely round 120.
Yeah, arachnids also include mites, ticks and daddy longlegs.
Daddy longlegs, fair enough.
Yes,
mites
I suppose
and ticks,
so.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
About that.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Janet, welcome to Pointless.
Thank you.
Very good to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Janet.
I'm from Swansea. I'm a retired teacher, a retired piano teacher, a retired organist, and life seemed absolutely pointless. So I thought, I'll apply for the show.
Yes.
I baked 2 cakes, and they're in the production office for you.
Oh, we'll never see them.
What cakes are they, just out of interest?
Mixed fruit with a hint of ginger.
Just a hint.
A soupçon.
Soupçon
de gingembre. Oh, that sounds delicious. Now then, Janet, what do you make of the board behind me? Have you got a good answer there?
The third one from the bottom, monetary unit of Greece, drachma.
Drachma. Drachma. Says that's such a good word, that drachma. Here is your red line. If you can get below this, you're into round 2. Sometimes it just doesn't appear. Just doesn't appear. Oh, no, I can see why. I see why. Listen, I've got great news for you, Janet. It doesn't matter what you score here. You're into the next round. I think I got away with that. Let's see how many of our 100 people said drachma. It's right. There we are, 53. Very well done. Taking your total up to 71.
Beautifully played, very well done. It's one of the first ever coins, the drachma, and it comes from, it had the monetary value of a handful of arrows, essentially, and its name comes from the Greek to grasp.
Yeah, thank you. Now, David, welcome.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you here, David. Tell us about yourself.
So I'm from Manchester. I work in product safety for a company that makes car cleaning products. And I like to play basketball and all sorts of sports.
Fantastic. Now, David, you are on 49. You have to score 70 or less.
Right.
What are you thinking of?
Ooh. I was going to go for a unit of length equal to 1/1,000,000th of a metre, and I think that's a micron.
A micron, says David. OK, here is your red line. Can you get below that with micron? Let's find out. It's right, and you're through. Very well done, David. Down to 12. Great score there, taking your total up to 61.
The diameter of a horsehair is about 100 microns.
That is thick.
It is, yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Lee, welcome
Hello.
back.
Thank
welcome back. Before we go anywhere, I'm going to congratulate you on Matthew's brilliant low score.
Thank
you are through, come what may.
He did as well.
Remind us all about yourself, Lee.
I own a company, an IT support company based in Biggleswade in Bedfordshire, and I'm also the chair of the local scout group.
As chair of the local scout group, are you obliged to wear shorts?
Not obliged, but I do.
That is going above and beyond,
Absolutely.
isn't it? That's it.
Absolutely.
Look at that. OK, now, Lee, this board is all yours, and because you're already through, have some fun.
Well, orchard at the bottom. I don't know what the loss of sense of smell is, and I'm not sure what the light railway vehicle is. Charisma. I'm going to go for the compelling personal attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others, because I'm surrounded by it, so...
Charisma. OK, no red line for you, and thank you. Let's see how many of our 100 people said charisma. It's right. Down it goes to 40. Very well done. 42 is your total.
We knew we'd see more of Lee and Matthew on today's show, didn't we? I'm sort of glad that round is over. I felt strangely self-conscious the whole way through.
Did it feel like you were on the operating table?
A little bit.
We were all just fishing things out of you.
Yes, a little bit. I've been slightly elsewhere during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Charisma is a nice place to end it, though, so thank you for that. Shall we take a look at the rest of these?
Yes.
Orchard is absolutely right. Would have scored you 69 points. You know that loss of a sense of smell?
No.
It's anosmia. Anosmia. Very well done if you said that at home. 10 points for that. And the light railway vehicle?
Just trying to say, it's got to be hand. Hand.
It's that one, yeah.
And car.
Car, yeah.
Hand car, yeah.
Is it?
Absolutely, hand car. It's the best answer on the board as well. 3 points for that. Well done if you said that.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. We are at the end of our first round. We have to say goodbye to one of our pairs, Katie and Joe, our golden couple from the last show. I'm so sorry. But anyway, it's been lovely having you on both shows. Thank you so much for playing. Katie and Joe. But for the remaining three pairs, it's now time for round two. Well, very well done, everybody. Great to have you with us for round two. You'll notice one of our returning pairs has gone. The other returning pair have covered themselves in glory. Matthew, our lowest individual scorer. Matthew and Lee, our lowest combined scorers. So very well done on the near podium. But well done, all of you. Great to have you here for round two. Our category is economic surveys. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many top 40 countries with the smallest gender gap in 2018 as they could. Fascinating.
Yeah, in 2018, the World Economic Forum released the Global Gender Gap Report, which are the 40 countries in the world that are most equal in terms of gender, and that's in terms of education, health, economics and political empowerment. The UK is in that top 40, as you would hope, but any of the other 39 countries that are in that top 40, please.
Very interesting. Nice socio-economic round for you there. OK, Lee, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Finland.
Finland. A little bit of murmuring there. OK, Finland. Let's see if that's right. Sounds good to me. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Finland. It is right. Down it goes to 23. Well done.
Yeah, the fourth most equal society, Finland. I love the Finns. They're the first country to allow women to run for office in 1906.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Philippa, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go for the country where women first had the vote, on the basis that they might be quite equal. New Zealand.
New Zealand, says Philippa. Let's see how many of our 100 people said New Zealand. It's right. Well, 23 is our only score. Can you past that. 18. Very well done indeed, Philippa.
Yeah, they were 7th on the list. And in 2018, Jacinta Ardern, the leader of New Zealand, the first ever world leader to take maternity leave while in office. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now, Natasha.
Hello. Not my strongest subject, but I'm just going to have a guess. Sweden.
Sweden,
Yeah.
says Natasha. Sounds good to me. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Sweden. It's right. 23, the high score. 36 is where you end up with Sweden.
Sweden were 3rd on the list, so we've had 3 top tenors already.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we are halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 18, the best score of the past. Very well done, Philippa. Then up to 23, where we find Lee and Matthew. Then up to 36, where we find Natasha and David. David, you know precisely what we need from you. I hope you're busy running through that Rolodex in your mind and you've got a nice low score. Anyway, we're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? So, David, remember, we're looking for the name of any country that appeared in the top 40 of the Global Gender Gap Report.
OK, so it's a small country, so, and I'm going to say Luxembourg.
Luxembourg, says David. No red line for you. You're the high scorers. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Luxembourg. Ooh. There we go. Didn't make the cut. Scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 136.
Yeah, not in that top 40, I'm afraid. 61st. I don't know what they're up to in
What are they doing?
Luxembourg. You think if you're a small country, you'd be able to sort yourself out a bit quicker.
Yeah. They're too busy running the radio station, I guess.
Maybe.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Janet. Oh, by the way, I've got great news for you. Great news. You're already through to the head-to-head. I'm just going to mention that in passing.
I'm tossing up between 2, so I might play safe and say Norway.
Norway. No red line, you're already through. How many people said Norway? $31. Takes your total up to 49.
Now, Norway were 2nd on the list, so that's the highest up of any of the countries we've had so far. The UK, by the way, was 15th on the list, so could do better.
Could do better,
I would say.
Yeah.
We'll find out who number 1 is at the end of the round, by the way.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And I know Matthew can't either. Matthew, we are your answer away from finding out.
Right. It's a choice between going what I think is actually the least with the smallest gender gap or going for a punt to try and get a pointless answer.
You want the obscure. That's what you want. Yeah.
It may be a little bit odd. I'm going to chuck it out there. Iran. I know.
He's not... He's not stupid, Matthew.
I disguise it well.
There'll be a reason why you're saying that. We are going to find out. We may all be laughing on the other side of our faces shortly. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Iran. No red line, you're already through. No. No, you're right. Laugh it up. That scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 123. What was it that led you to Iran?
I know a lot of people who have been there and have said that it's quite a liberal place in terms of
absolutely,
the workforce and everything.
Yeah, no, I was going to go along with that. Yeah.
142nd on the list though. Iran. But you're quite right there. Only in certain areas. It's an extraordinary country, but unfortunately, the gender equality gap not what it should be these days. Now, where do you think the most equal society is? And it's been the most equal 10 years in a row as well.
I'm thinking it's Northern Hemisphere.
Correct.
I'd be tempted to say Canada.
It's 16th.
Oh, wow.
Top of the list,
Iceland?
10 years in a row. Iceland.
Of course, Iceland, actually, yes, I've been there. Yeah.
There's some names you wouldn't expect on the list. I'll give you the 1-pointers. Barbados, Argentina, Bolivia, Bulgaria, Cuba, Estonia, Latvia, Nicaragua, Serbia. Let's take a look at the pointless answers now. All of these would have added money to the jackpot. These are all in the top 40. Albania, Belarus, Costa Rica, Laos, Moldova, Namibia, Philippines, Rwanda, and the Bahamas. Those are the pointless answers. Let's take a look at the top 3. Should mention as many of these countries as possible, shouldn't we? Sweden, 36, France, 41, and Germany, they're on 42.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our second round, we have to say goodbye to another pair. And David and Natasha, I'm afraid it's you on your high score of 136. We'll see you again next time. Yeah. We look forward to that very much. Thanks so much, though, David and Natasha, in the meanwhile. But for the remaining two pairs, it is now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Philippa, Janet, Lee and Matthew. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for that jackpot, currently standing at £3,000. Well, it's that head-to-head, which means you can now play as a pair, chat before you give your answers. First pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. What about this?
It's a good match-up, isn't it? I tell you what, you can tell Janet was a teacher, can't you?
Absolutely.
I bet you brooked no nonsense.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Even that little pause before I did. If you taught me piano, I would be able to play my B-flat minor scales right away at the drop of a hat.
It's the only way to be, isn't it?
Yeah, very
It's like my mum, who's the loveliest person you'd ever meet, but the second she got into a classroom, no mucking about.
Was that her going into the classroom?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she'd always go in on a skateboard.
Yeah.
That's why the kids loved her.
That's why they did. This is going to be very hard fought, I can tell. If this doesn't go down to the wire, I'm a Dutchman.
Really?
Yeah.
So if it's 2-0...
Yeah, I then become Dutch.
I mean, it's almost worth doing that, isn't it, just to see it happen. But listen.
OK. Bit scared now about the Dutch thing. Let's play the head-to-head. Here is your first question, and it concerns people outside 10 Downing Street. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you 5 pictures now of people outside 10 Downing Street, but who are they, please?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 people outside 10 Downing Street, and here they come. We have got A... B... C... D... and E. There we are, 5 people outside 10 Downing Street. Philippa and Janet, you're our low scorers, so you get to go first. Feel free to confer.
See, well, there's only 2 I know. You don't know the others, I do. Go for Gandhi then.
Yeah, we only know 2, so we're going to go for E, Mahatma Gandhi.
E. Mahatma Gandhi, say Philippa and Janet. Now then, Lee and Matthew, do you want to talk us through the rest of that board?
A, I think, is Bobby Charlton. Don't think it's Jackie. B is Joanna Lumley. You know who C is.
Oh, that's Tim Peake, the astronaut.
Tim Peake.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw a picture of Dee this morning and I can't remember her name, which is really frustrating. Since we don't know which Charlton...
No, I'm sure of the Charlton, but I think
Are you sure
C.
it's Charlton?
Yeah.
Right, you want to go C?
C, yeah.
Sure, because lots of people might know. All right, we'll go
OK,
Tim Peake.
which are going to be?
C.
C, Tim Peake.
C, Tim Peake. OK, so we've got Mahatma Gandhi, we've got Tim Peake. Philippa and Janet have gone for Mahatma Gandhi for E. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Gandhi. Ooh, very recognisable face. 83 for Gandhi. Lee and Matthew, meanwhile, have gone for Tim Peake for C. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Tim Peake. It's right, wins you the point. Look at that. Down it goes. Tim Peake. 8 for Tim Peake. Very well done indeed. Lee and Matthew, after one question, you're up 1-0.
That's very nicely played. Straight after he came down from the International Space Station. He's literally just been up in space. It's quite cool, isn't it?
It is quite cool. Do you know that behind Mahatma Gandhi, it looks a bit like they were stripping the door that day. That's,
it does a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, don't know what's going on there.
He was visiting Ramsay MacDonald there in 1931, Mahatma Gandhi. Well done for Bobby Charlton. I didn't recognise him at all. It is Bobby Charlton. Would have scored you 10 points. B is Joanna Lumley. Actually would have been a better scorer than Mahatma Gandhi, 79 points. And D is Katie Piper. But she would have scored 31 points, so Tim Peake, much better answer.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. OK, here comes your second question. Now then, Philippa and Janet, you have to win this one to stay in the game. But Lee and Matthew get to answer it first. So, yes, good luck here. Our second question is all about the number 60.
Yeah, from number 10 to number 60. 5 clues now to facts about the number 60 or that involve the number 60. Can you give us the most obscure answer?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 clues. Here they come. Precious stone, commonly associated with a 60th wedding anniversary. US winner of the men's 60-metre sprint at the 2018 IAAF World Indoor Championships in Birmingham. 1 degree of latitude or longitude is subdivided into 60 of these units. The actor who plays the car thief Memphis Reigns in the 2000 film Gone in 60 Seconds. And the country with the international dialing code +60, whose capital is Kuala Lumpur. I'll read those all again. Precious stone, commonly associated with a 60th wedding anniversary. US winner of the men's 60-metre sprint at the 2018 IAAF World Indoor Championships in Birmingham. 1 degree of latitude or longitude is subdivided into 60 of these units. The actor who plays the car thief Memphis Reigns in the 2000 film Gone in 60 Seconds. And the country with the international dialing code +60, whose capital is Kuala Lumpur. There we are. Lee and Matthew, you will go first. Feel free to confer.
Precious is diamond, but on Memphis Reigns, Nicolas Cage. Sure. Yeah. OK, we're going to go for the actor who plays the car thief Memphis Reigns in the 2000 film Gone in 60 Seconds, Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Say Lee and Matthew. Now then, Philippa and Janet, over to you. Can you talk us through that board?
We think the stone is diamond.
Diamond.
We don't know the other two.
The last one is Malaysia.
So we're going to go for Malaysia.
OK, so we have Nicolas Cage and we have Malaysia. Lee and Matthew went for Nicolas Cage. Let's see if that's right for the Gone in 60 Seconds actor, Nicolas Cage. It is Nicolas Cage. Very well done. And that...
Keep going.
...is a good answer. Down to 20. Meanwhile, Philippa and Janet have gone for Malaysia for the country with the international dialing code +60. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Malaysia. It's right. 20 is what it's got to beat. 38 for Malaysia. Very well done indeed, Lee and Matthew. That means after only 2 questions, you are straight through to the final 2-0.
So, you're heading back to Rotterdam after the show?
Yes. Yeah, we have crazy beer together.
Oh,
yeah, sure.
It's going to be great fun.
It's going to be great. Crazy times. OK. Yes, for the rest of the show, and in fact, the rest of the series, I'm going to be presenting like this. Yeah.
I think legally you should have to.
It'll only wear a bit thin.
Not to me. Oh, dear. Apologies to our Dutch viewers.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Our poor Dutch viewers.
They love it.
They'd
love it. They'd love it if you were Dutch. Let's fill the rest of these in. You're quite right. It was a diamond anniversary. Wouldn't have got you the point, though, because it scored 53. The 1 degree of latitude, that would have seen you through, actually, because it's only 15 points. Do you know that one?
They're minutes.
They are minutes, yeah.
Things divided into 60 usually are.
And you can then split it further into seconds as well, if you want to be much more precise. So 15 points for minutes. And the US sprinter, he'd previously broken the 60 metres world record as well. You'll hear a lot more about him. It's called Christian Coleman, and he would have scored you 2 points.
Thank you very much indeed. So we find ourselves at the end of the head-to-head round. Philippa and Janet, I hate sending you away, but I do it in the certain knowledge that you'll be back next show, and we'll look forward to that very much indeed. And I have no doubt you'll do just as well. If they don't make it through to the final next time, I am a Malaysian. Anyway, thank you so much, Philippa and Janet. But for Lee and Matthew, it is now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Lee and Matthew. You have seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless Trophy. Now, though, you get a chance to win our pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £3,000. There it is. Very well done indeed. Well, last time it was a round one exit. Very early departure. Oh, we hadn't got the measure of you at all. Actually, no, do you know we had, actually, because your second 100 was a clever one. Not that clever, otherwise it would have been 100, but you know what I'm saying. We could see your tactics at work there. But no, you played phenomenally well. 2-0 in the head-to-head. And against such opponents, my goodness.
We turned you into a Dutchman.
Yeah, I know. I seem to have reverted, but there we are. What do you want to see come up in this last round?
Queen. Queen. Both big fans of Queen.
Technology.
Technology. He can do sci-fi.
Apparently.
Yeah. Movies.
Travel for him.
Oscars, maybe.
OK.
Yeah.
OK, good. Well, let's see. Today's selection of 4, let's see what we've got. The Beatles on film, Mars, Postman, Grand National horse races in the UK and Ireland.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I know nothing about Grand National, really, apart from I always lose. And my mum always wins.
Mars.
Mars. I mean, I like a bit of
Mars.
space.
I know a few actors who were in The Martian.
Yeah. What do you want? What do we go? I'm tempted Beatles and film, because they could be actors and things like that. You've been doing a lot of films.
Not those actors.
All right.
I think
that's useful.
I think I'm liking.
It's going to be the decision.
I'm liking Mars more than anything.
Are you? Oh, we'll go Mars.
Mars, please.
Just so we know, you're hoping that there'll be the cast of The Martian.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
I can't
I
think
like
of
the way
anything.
of thinking. That's sometimes the way it works. You're going to go for Mars. Mars, Rich.
OK, listen, very best of luck. Let's hope The Martian is up there. Shall we take a little look? We are looking for cast of the 2015 film The Martian, according to IMDb. We are looking for any word of 5 letters or more in David Bowie's life on Mars, or we're looking for any astronomer or planetary scientist who have a crater on Mars named after them, according to the International Astronomical Union. So the cast of The Martian, according to IMDb, 5 letters or more in Life on Mars by Bowie, or those astronomers and planetary scientists. Very best of luck.
Thank you. Now, as always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of your answers to be pointless. You don't have to answer all 3 categories. Just focus on whichever ones you like the look of. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Chiwetel Ejiofor,
OK.
Donald Glover,
OK.
and Jeff, who was in Dumb and Dumber.
OK.
What's Jeff's last name?
I don't know, but it's a girl with the mousy hair.
Jeff.
From
Jeff
Life
Bridges.
on Mars.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges?
Girl with the mountain.
Oh, I tell you who was in it. Lord of the Rings, and he was in Game of Thrones. Sean Bean, he's in The Martian.
Sean
Bean.
Bean.
Yeah.
And he doesn't die.
And he doesn't die.
Yeah.
No.
I reckon Sean Bean's a good one.
Yeah. And also one of the ladies that's in Ghostbusters, the remake, short hair.
Oh, Kirsten Wiig? Is it Kirsten or Kristen Wiig?
Not sure.
Right.
What we're going for?
I reckon Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah, sounds like a good one.
Donald Glover, maybe? And I think
Sean Bean?
Sean Bean.
You don't want to go for something like anything
take
from
a
Life
step.
of Mars or anything like that? Mousy hand. I think go with the actors and
Fools.
Fools.
OK, that is your time up. Let's have your 3 answers now. What are you going to give me?
Chiwetel
Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
Ejiofor.
Donald Glover or Sean Bean?
Let's go Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
Can't beat
Yorkshire.
Yeah.
And Fools for Life on Mars.
Fools for Life on Mars. Of those 3, which is your best shot?
Chiwetel Ejiofor, because I don't think people will be able to spell
Ejiofor
it.
will put last. Least likely to be pointless?
Fools.
Fools, and then we put...
Sean Bean sandwich.
Sean Bean in the middle. OK, Sean Bean sandwich. Good. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order then, and here they are. We have got Fools, Sean Bean, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. Very, very best of luck. 3 good answers on the board. One of those could be pointless and might win you £3,000. What would you like to do with it if you were to win it? Lee?
Just like to get a big Lego Millennium Falcon and build that. That's what I'd like to do with the money. And then I'll take the kids away somewhere if there's any money left over.
If they're still around. Matthew?
I said that I'd try and spend it on something appropriate to what the final round was to kind of get a better memory, but you can't fly to Mars yet.
OK.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Best of luck. Wouldn't it be lovely if one of these answers won
would.
you that jackpot? Your first answer was Fools. We were looking for words of 5 letters or more from the song Life on Mars. Let's see, for £3,000, is it a pointless answer? How many of our 100 people said it? Fools. It's right. Down it goes. Fools taking us down through the 20s. We're into the teens. We're into single figures. We're still getting down. We're still getting down with Fools. Fantastic.
Oh, very well done indeed. That's brilliant.
Congratulations. It came in, I suspect, as a slightly last-minute back-of-the-head answer there, because you were going to go with, I can't remember what you were going to go with, mousy hair or something you kept saying, but you went with Fools, and thank goodness you did. That's a brilliant answer. It's won you £3,000. Very well done. Lee and Matthew.
Well played, gents. 200 Club on the last show, and look at you now. Yeah, it was literally, I think, the last second.
Yeah.
You said Fools. If you'd relied on your other answers, Sean Bean would have scored you 6. Chetel Ejiofor would have scored you 2. The other things you were thinking of saying, Donald Glover would have scored you 1. You were thinking of saying Mousy, that would have scored you 9. You said a lot of answers in your 60 seconds, and the only one that would have won you the money you said in the 60th second, which was Fools. So very, very well done. Kristen Wiig would have scored you 3. Jeff Daniels, you were thinking of as well, would have scored you 6. So very, very well done. There's lots of good pointless answers on that Bowie one, actually. We'll start with the cast of The Martian, shall we? These are all pointless answers. Benedict Wong, Jonathan Aris, Mackenzie Davis is a pointless answer. The brilliant UK comic Nick Mohammed, also a pointless answer. Matt Damon was the highest scorer there. Jessica Chastain as well. And I think you gave us pretty much every single other answer that scored any points. Bowie now, lots of pointless answers here. If you know this song, you definitely would have won the money. Clowns, Mickey, as in Mickey Mouse, Norfolk Broads, Wonder. You could have had About, Bounds, Broads, Could, Focus, Fools, of course, Grown, Ibiza, Mother, Struck Those Through, Tortured Workers, Wrote and Yelling. All of those would have won you the money. Well done if you said any of those at home. And the Astronomers and Planetary Scientists. Some people would have had a go at this at home, weren't they? Carl Sagan, Clyde Tombaugh, Gerard Peter Kuiper, Johannes Kepler as well. Those are pointless answers. The biggest scorers there are Galileo Huygens and Edmund Halley. Very well done if you got a pointless answer on that round. And what a terrific performance from start to finish on this show.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. And thank you so much, Lee and Matthew. Very well done. Our winning players who take away today's jackpot of £3,000. Brilliant. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.